What's up guys, so as you can probably tell, I'm back in my garage and we're going to get the Char Griller Flat Iron Premium Griddle fired up. I'm going to show you a really delicious breakfast idea. I see it all the time. What should I do with my leftover brisket? What should I do with my leftover pulled pork? Well, today I'm going to show you. Stick around, you're watching Cass Cooking. Alright guys, now for this recipe, we went ahead and took about, I'd say 5 or 6 small red potatoes and cubed them up real small. 1 whole red bell pepper diced up, 1 whole green bell pepper diced up, 1 whole white onion finely diced, and then I took a bushel of green onions and diced those up for some toppings later. You're going to need some cheese. Use your favorite cheese to melt on top at the end. We're going to season with some table salt. We're also going to use some cayenne pepper. I always say this is optional, but I like a little heat, so we're going to add some of that. Some ground black pepper, some minced garlic, and the star of the show. This is pre-smoked brisket that I shredded. Made some nice sandwiches with that, so I took the leftovers, obviously, because that's what this video is about, leftover brisket. And I chopped this up pretty fine as well, that we're going to incorporate in that later. So let's cover this up. Let's get our griddle fired up. So we're going to put all these burners on high to get this nice and hot, and then we're probably going to bring her down to a medium high heat. But for now we're getting the griddle nice and hot, so they're all on high right now. Going to hit this with a little canola oil. Alright guys, so our griddle's nice and hot. Like I said, we're going to turn these down to a medium-high heat. That's where we're at now. And since potatoes take the longest, we're going to start with those. We're just going to throw those on. Get a little butter in there. You want to get them a nice golden brown on all sides. And then we can add our veggies. So right now, we're just looking for a nice color to start on these potato cubes. And once we're there, we'll start adding our veggies. Our potatoes are starting to get a nice golden brown crust on them, and they're going to take the longest to cook. So now we're going to go ahead and add our onion and our green and red bell peppers. We're going to start sauteing all this up. And once the onions have become translucent and we get a nice aroma coming off of those green and red bell peppers, we're going to combine everything and we'll go from there. Alright, once you start getting a good color on the onions and your green and red bell peppers will start getting a little aromatic, we're going to add some of our minced garlic here. Let's say about a tablespoon. Get that all mixed in there. Oh man, you guys could smell this right now. I'm going to let this cook for about another 2 or 3 minutes. And we're going to add our eggs, which I am scrambling today. You can make pockets in this once it's all mixed together and do, an egg in each hole and let it sunny side up, or however you prefer your eggs. Today we're doing scrambled eggs. So I'm going to go whisk those up real quick and we'll be right back. Now before we go ahead and add our eggs, we're going to combine all these potatoes and our onions and our bell peppers together. And now we're going to add our star of the show, the shredded brisket. Now we don't want this brisket to cook on the griddle and dry out, so we're going to kind of cook it indirect on top of all this. Go ahead and take your shredded brisket, put it on top. We're kind of going to let that cook through the vegetables onto the brisket. Nice little layer there. And we're going to let that reheat and cook that way. What I'm going to do is close that lid and let it the heat come over the top of it and reheat our brisket that way. So we'll give that about 2 or 3 minutes and then we'll add our eggs. Alright, brisket should be nice and warm and hot. Yeah buddy, this smells so good. We're going to open this up here. A little opening. We're going to make sure our burners are at a medium. We're going to take our half dozen or 6 eggs that we've scrambled, dump it right in the middle. At this point, we're going to let it cook for 30 seconds, 45 seconds. And then we're just going to combine everything and get those eggs nice and cooked. Here's where I'm going to add a little cayenne, a little salt, a little bit of black pepper. And now we're going to mix it all together. Today I'm just using mild cheddar cheese shredded. Cut this down a little bit. You never have too much cheese, right? And once again, we're going to close this lid. Let that cheese melt. Alright, our cheese is nice and melted. We're going to get this off of here and into a foil pan. And we're going to go upstairs and eat it. So there you guys have it. You can do anything you want with your leftover brisket. If you can put meat in it, you can put your leftover pulled pork, or brisket in this case, in it. And today we made some delicious breakfast leftover brisket hash that I'm going to enjoy now. Oh yeah, this is good. Cheesy, the potatoes are cooked perfectly. Brisket just pops. And it is oh so good. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.